Okay, I do believe we are live. I'm going to hit record.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our book club. Super excited that you are here today. We are talking about chapters 7 and 8 in The Science of Getting Rich. Chapter 7 is about gratitude. And if you are watching live or the replay, I'm so grateful that you are here. So thank you so much for that. Faith, okay, chapter 7, gratitude. Faith is an attitude of gratitude. So first, we have to believe in the existence of an intelligent substance. Okay, that's where all things are made. Second, we have to believe in the substance. Okay, you believe that this substance gives you everything that you desire. And thirdly, relate yourself to it through a feeling of deep gratitude. Okay, chapter 7 is huge, and I think this is a good one to really try to understand, because if you do, when all else fails, we always have gratitude to fall back on. And I believe that is one of the easiest principles. I really do. But doing it consistently and continually, that is very difficult. So we just have to form new habits and absolutely be aware. Be aware. I think that is so huge in this whole entire book. Okay. People that make their life completely right in every other way, but they lack that gratitude, they will remain in poverty, according to the book. Sometimes we don't take acknowledgement when good things are happening to us. And that breaks that bond or that cord per se with our creator, with the source, with God. So when good things come to us, the more grateful we fix our minds on that, the more good we will receive and the faster it will come. So we don't need to compete with anyone. We're dealing with an infinite source of supply. So it's like there's a rich storehouse. It's got everything you ever could want, and it's sitting right there in front of us. Okay. So as we continue to get and actually become this attitude of gratitude, that's when the floodgates will open. Okay. And everything will start to flow, all this abundance. Gratitude alone can keep us aligned with the creative way, and it can prevent us from falling back to that old way of thinking that, everything is limited. We don't need to believe that. We don't need to believe that at all. Things are not limited. That if we think that way, if we have the slightest inkling that there is enough, or we go through that fear of loss, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, that fear of loss. Oh my gosh, if I don't do this now, they're going to get there before me, or just get all freaky. And we don't have to do that, because there is enough for everyone. We just have to go about that with an attitude of gratitude. And we have to know that there is plenty there for everybody. That goes right into chapter 8, also in thinking in a certain way. So when you get that attitude of gratitude, that got a little ahead of myself. Let me go back just a titch here. Okay, if we had any idea what the population as a whole, what kind of percentage of the population believes that there is a limited supply, It's pretty darn high. What do you think why do you think people are hustling around? They're working their heads off. They're crazy busy. They're scheming, trying to get just a little bit more of the piece of that pie. You know what I mean? Because they think that there's only so much. They don't understand. They don't have to do that. There is an infinite supply. And from a previous chapter, if that visible means is gone, that just means the visible part of it is gone. More can be created. It's like, I'm going to go off track a little bit here because I feel like sometimes when I want to go off on my own a bit, I will. It just, I don't know. It's like I'm thinking it out in my own head. Okay, so take water, for instance, okay? I don't know if I want to do this. All right, let me regroup here just a second. I want to tell you how things begin with a thought, right? We all know that everything has to start with a thought, okay? And that thought creates another thought, right? It makes it absolutely necessary for those thoughts to continue. Does that make sense? Shoot, I'm messing this up. Give me just a minute. Thank God I'm not live to the world, and it's just in this book club. So just bear with me. Bob Proctor, he explains it like this. Okay, he said, from abundance, he took abundance, and still abundance remained. Okay, let me say that again, and just think about what I'm actually saying. He From abundance, he took abundance, and still abundance remained. Okay. And this is how Bob Proctor explained this. He says, it's like taking in this, in fact, do it with me. Take in this huge deep breath. Take in a breath, fill your lungs up and hold it. Okay. Now let it out. Okay. From abundance, he took abundance, and still abundance remained. So it's like breathing that free breath. You know, you're taking breath in, you're taking breath out, putting it back out. And it's just like saying, you know, all things begin with the thought. My husband explained that. In fact, he explained this really, really cool to me, how he took it. In fact, Fred, can you explain that real quick, please? Okay. Well, he's being shy, sorry. Okay, he said it's like we can think of everything out there develops the same as air, okay? Or everything develops from air, okay? That has to start with a thought, correct? So it could be vice versa too. So all things start with air, all things start with thought, whatever it is, whatever we put out there, we are taking that right back in. Okay. So that's why, you know, when you put out all these good vibes and everything, that's exactly what you are bringing back in. We're putting out that abundance and good vibes and good feelings and doing right by people. That is abundance. That is experiencing abundance. Do you guys agree? Does anybody have anything that they want to add to this?
Yeah, Lisa, I have something to add. It's something like how do I say this? Like when my husband Russ is in a bad mood, like the other day, I was sitting here on the computer yesterday. I was sitting here on the computer, and he's like,
Hold up. Hold on. You muted yourself, hon.
How
There
did I
you
do
go.
that?
I don't know.
It's like when he said, he comes in and says, I just had it. I just had it with this whole thing. And so, that puts me in a bad mood. But I know that when I'm in a happy mood, when I'm always smiling and it puts everybody else in a good mood. Is that kind of like what you're talking about?
Well, yeah, you're giving off, you have this
Good
vibration.
vibes.
You have this vibration about you, and that absolutely, you're throwing that vibration out. So people, when they walk into a room, some people can feel a shift or they can feel the energy, whether that's a good energy or whether that's a bad energy. You can feel that. And that is nothing more than it's a vibration. Does that make sense? Yeah. And
Yeah.
you absolutely, that rubs off on other people. So what we need to do when stuff like that happens is, just try to relate with the person, understand why they may be feeling, frustrated or whatever. We all do. We're not perfect, right? Just try to understand and step back and don't react. Just step back and don't react. Let them run their course. You know what I mean? If we react, we're just adding more tension to an already tense situation. And nobody's thinking straight when you're upset.
Right. And
So,
I feel so much better when I'm in a good mood. I feel really better, And I try
yeah,
to stay away from negative people because
yeah.
when Russ is
You
negative,
are the five people you are closest to. Oh, hang on a second. Let me get this. Somebody is trying to get in, and I apologize. And hang on. Just join Zoom. You don't need an ID. I don't see you in the waiting room. Just join with the 218-730-8277 for the ID. Okay, we'll see if he gets in. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Deb. I'm sorry. I know my husband and I are
I don't remember what I
trying.
was saying.
Well, we're talking about the mood, and you're in a much better place when you are happy. My husband and I will go play ping pong, even if we don't want to. We play ping pong every single day because we are just crazy fools and we're just slamming. Hold on, he's not getting it. I gotta get him.
Who are you trying to bring in? Nicholas?
Sean.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well, I
I
tell him
just sent him.
you sent me the link and I couldn't use the link. I went to the Facebook group and then that's how I got in.
Oh,
Or something
that's
the
what
link.
he's doing.
I got
Yeah,
in through that link you sent me.
yeah, so
Mm.
Let me just tell him. Sean, that link doesn't work. Go to the group, to the the link in the featured. It's the middle one, not today's. It's the one from last week. Just use that link. Dustin, are you friends with Sean on Facebook?
I'm not sure if I am or not.
Okay, I think I was gonna go to the group and grab it, maybe be quicker for him.
Go ahead.
I know this is terrible to keep this running. I'm sorry. I should have put it on pause, but here we go. Okay. Come on. I can't. Oh my gosh, now my phone is, oh my goodness. Can you do it? Can you grab that link and just tag Sean in that post? Perfect. Okay, I'm going to continue while Dustin is doing that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get back to, we were talking about the mood. So my husband and I will go out and play ping pong every single day. I don't care if we are crabby at each other, happy at each other. We take that time to go out there because we are flipping nutso, and we don't even use the table. We're just whacking that ball off the the ceiling and the walls and just bouncing it off his head. It cracks me up. I swear. I get laughing so hard. And we just take out our frustrations on that ping pong ball. We buy a case. The case is, I think it's 150 balls because we break so many. And we laugh so hard. But you know what? Laughing is the best thing in the world that you can do for yourself. And continued laughing, I'm telling you, they say it is the best. Oh, let me let him in here. That is the absolute best way in the world to get yourself in that different mode. You know what I mean? The best way in the world. I don't care how angry either one of us had been, if we had been. Lots of times we're not. We just go out there, just to have fun and laugh.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. And I get to bounce the ball off his head. How freaking fun is that? You know what I mean? It
That's
makes
a
me
way
laugh.
that's a good way to take out your frustrations,
Yes. Yeah. So it works for us. I'm telling you, it works for us. Yeah. How else can you be married almost 41 years? Good grief. We we could kill each other sometimes. No, seriously. So anyway, did that help, Deb, with your question? Do you remember
Yes,
what
it
your
did.
question was?
It did. I don't remember it, but I'm sure it helped.
Okay. And Sean, we are on chapter 7,
There
about
he is.
half.
Hi, Sean.
We're a little over half through. Welcome. I hope you are feeling better. I know you had a little sports injury. Nothing too serious, I hope. I hope you're better.
It's a day-to-day process. I may have a bruise on my rib, like right here. I gotta go to the doctor. Is this going on a whole month?
Did
Ma'am?
I not tell you? Did I not tell you that might be a rib?
I was listening.
I have hurt my ribs before, and I'll tell you what, I thought I punctured a lung. That's how, yeah, that's scary stuff. You don't want to mess with that.
How did you get
Better
better? Did you get better?
They've wrapped me. And then I went to go see my regular doctor. They said, no, get those wraps off. Although it felt like it held me in, that is what causes pneumonia, that restriction.
Okay.
Don't ever let them do that. Yeah, it's scary. And I'll tell you what, ribs, oh my God. I can't believe I didn't do a head dive right through my patio door. I should have. And I was home alone.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
What I'm missing?
Back
Where y'all at?
We are in chapter 7, and we are talking about gratitude, obviously. And I was trying to explain how abundance is our thoughts. This is how my husband kind of took this one chapter too, a little bit. It's like, you know what? It is your thoughts. It is your thoughts that it starts the whole creative process. It puts that whole thought out into that universe. You know what I mean? And we were talking about ways to stay in full gratitude. And your faith is, your attitude of gratitude. And if we are struggling in this area, it's just never gonna happen for us. Gratitude is so important. And we talked about it, you know, when we have good things happening to us or in our life, things are going well, we forget and we take even the littlest things for granted. We need to be aware of all the things that we have to be grateful for. We are a spoiled society. You know, we absolutely are. And if I didn't realize that before, I so do now, just because of dealing with so many people from different countries, you know, which is cool, but it's so eye-opening too. I mean, we are definitely a spoiled society. Not that we don't deserve the things we have. Absolutely. If we have them, we absolutely deserve them. Don't ever think that you don't, unless you acquired them the wrong way. Okay. So that's basically it. Does anybody want to add more to this chapter? I do have a little bit more, but I want somebody else to pick up here if they have anything.
I would say we really like, I know when it's real tricky, and I say this because I've been studying stuff for years, just, and that ain't got nothing to do with me. At the end of the day, it's just about results. A bunch of stories and just we listening. At the end of the day, there's results upon results upon results wherever any of us are at. As I see society, people are telling each other what to do. I'm gonna ask you how. We kind of know at certain ages what to do, you know, hypothetically speaking, we do. But when you ask the how, the person is telling you what you should and should do don't know themselves. Therefore, you still stuck. You can't play with this. And when I say play with it, I'm gonna paint two pictures. To tell you can't play with it is not saying you can't, because life is a game. You got to learn to play with it. You see that you can't play with it as far as taking it lightly. We're told, and you don't have to read the Bible. It's just really a guide like any other book with good, you know, it got the concrete information in it. But I say that because it says do all things without complaining. All things is the sum totality of all things. So you're going to either complain or we're going to either be grateful. So even this morning, I said, the fact that I woke up, what do I need to complain about? I got a body to be able to take upon what we call our journey. I'm grateful to the universe, God, the infinite, whatever we can't see. Is not a right or wrong, as you would know, but go there. I'm grateful to have a body to have a life experience. That's going to shut the whole day up. If I hurt my elbow, I got a body to feel that. I'm grateful. So my thinking, I'm constantly changing. I'm like, man, gratitude just can't be trying. You know, and that I'm just saying we do try, but you can't try and be, I got it Monday, I don't have it Sunday. And that's gonna change. And if you got to do this here, write it down.
Opened up a can of worms there. In fact, that reminds me. Now, Sean, you weren't here last week, and I asked everybody else to start writing down those. Just 3 things for now. You know, every night or morning, those 3 things that you are grateful for. And then last week we added, you know, add 3 things. I am so happy and so grateful now that, right? Now that whatever it is that you want, right, and you can speak this into fruition by, you can, because I've experienced this and it's so cool. And I know that all you guys have experienced this at one point or another in your life. You absolutely have. It's gosh, I get so fired up and then I get tongue tied. You know, I want to say so many things because I think that I really am starting to understand this. There's still parts in this book that it's just like, holy crap, I gotta really concentrate on what is he trying to say right there? You know what I mean? It should all be common knowledge. It should be common sense.
Should it?
It should be. Well,
we don't know.
We don't know.
You see?
We don't know things that we don't know.
Right. So it's not common. It's part, think about what you're saying. It's kind of like if I'm an innocent baby and I run across individuals say, you should know these things. I'm gonna say, how? I didn't even know that I was supposed to know. So we got to speak on them. You see that? And I go into the meat and potatoes like, and I'm gonna go here. My apologies, did I interrupt you?
No, you're fine. Go. This is what a book club is for. Go for it.
Man, like this is a straight instruction. It's like, y'all, it's really simple. And I got it. But now I got to practice everything that I've got. And that's where just even telling yourself that it's hard, just acknowledge. You can see that it's challenging, but don't agree that it's hard. Then it got to be hard because you see that it's hard. Man, it got to be hard. You said it. Don't say it, just observe. Men and women, we are what we think about. That means whatever image you got in your head, you can't escape it, y'all. You see, it's like, okay, if you got to write a card, you was talking about gratitude. I got a whole, like, I just be into it because at the end of life, nobody gonna come rescue me. And if not, I'm assed out.
Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable giving us 3 of each?
Oh, absolutely.
3.
If we can talk all the crazy things in life, then I should be able to say something good. See, where do I want to go? I'm so happy and grateful for my well-being. I'm so happy and grateful for my family. I'm so happy and grateful for the opportunity to experience life. I appreciate my hands that touch. I'm grateful for my children. I appreciate my home. I'm so happy and grateful that my blood is flowing around my body. It's nothing to run out of. It's nothing to run.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Have you done the God memorandum before, and have you done it the full 100 days?
Fill me in on that. You said the guide. Fill me in.
The God memorandum. It's the book from the book, The Greatest Miracle in the World from Agmandino.
I got it. And I'm reading through it.
Oh my gosh, that book was amazing. And see, now my mentors tell me to take the last chapter of that book, and you read that every single day for 100 days. Your life will never be the same again. Never again. And if you don't have that, I will send it to you, but you said you have that book.
I have it. If I recall, I just downloaded it, dealing with another market. I downloaded, but
I can send you
send it.
Pardon me?
Like just in case, send it. I'm about for certain though, because I got the name. So what I do is whatever, 100 days is not a lot, but
it's not. You're gonna go through 100 days anyway. Oh my God, the growth.
It's the discipline. It's like we can encourage each other, but it's like at the end of the day, regardless of how cute the conversation sound, I gotta be disciplined just to make it through 100 days. And some days I'm trying to make it through 7 days.
Right.
And it go like this. It go like this, don't it? Oh man, here we go again. Let me try again. But it's okay.
And you're right. Look at those results at the end of the day. That's gonna determine everything for you. And the thing is, if we didn't get it right, we just gotta
start over.
Do it again.
That's it.
Do it a different way. The word of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and expecting a different result.
Right.
So
100 days.
There was one other thing you said there that got me. Yes, we can't just go and hide in quiet or one day a week and do all our praying then and give all our gratitude then. That has to be a consistent thing through work,
through life,
through all the mundane, through the day-to-day, all of this stuff. It's just a continuous thing you always do.
Right.
And if you are struggling, you're going to have to just you got to practice this. Practice makes perfect. Well, not necessarily perfect. Practice makes permanent. Practice makes permanent.
Right.
And you know what? We all suck when we first start.
Oh,
We
you
all
ain't have to
do.
remind us.
We do. We all stink. We're, you know what? It's always a continuous growth, a continuous learning. You never stop learning. It's like that parachute, right? You got to have, it's like your mind, you got to have it open in order for it to work, right? So, anyway, you can't have power in life without having gratitude, because that gratitude is connected to the Almighty, to that power. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks. You anything to add there?
No,
I think
gratitude is
I
it. You
think
really, that's
being
it.
aware,
Right.
if we are being aware of how our feelings, what are our feelings
That's
like? Because that tells you everything. That tells you everything. Our our senses, the way we feel. And this is going to get into thinking, or yeah, thinking in a certain way. I love that chapter, kind of. I'm not going to put a lot out there for that one. I'm going to let you guys, but that chapter excites me because the realization of how easy we actually can do this, you know, and I talked about all of us have manifested something in our life. We have, look around your house. Do you see things that at one point you thought, oh my God, I just got to have that. I would just die if I don't get that. It could be a dress, or it could be, something for your home, or whatever it is, a pair of shoes. I know I used to go nuts on shoes. Um, something you just had to have. And you didn't know how, you didn't know whatever, how you were going to get the means to get it, but you just knew you're going to get it, right?
right.
You put those thoughts out into the universe. It was like when I was a kid, and I remember wanting this bike, and I thought about it constantly, absolutely constantly. I felt it with every emotion that I had, just like I already had this bike, right? It's pretty blue. It had all these sparkle things on the, what do you call them? The stokes, or what do you call those things? You know what I mean? The bike wheel, whatever.
Like David says,
It's been a long time since I've been a kid, but anyway, I could feel the wind blowing in my hair. I can feel the power in my legs pushing through up that hill. I can feel myself weaving in and out of traffic. Yeah, I had an imagination then, but I felt it with every fiber of my being, and I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know. I was way too young for a job. I didn't know how I was going to get it. I just knew I had to have that bike,
right.
you know, and go figure, I got it for Christmas. I don't know how that happened. Obviously, they probably just wanted to shut me up, maybe, but I got the bike. I got the bike. So that is what I'm talking about as far as feeling it with all your emotions, just like you already have it. And the gratitude as if it already is. Oh, another thing we were talking about too, Sean, Debbie had asked the question. We were talking about, dealing with other people's vibrations, and it's just a matter of stepping back and not reacting, not adding fuel to that fire. And that is a very difficult thing to do, especially if you are strong-minded, like many of us are. I mean, you think about it. When I'm going through these things, I think about my own faults. You know what I mean? And it just makes me so more aware. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm a work in progress though, honey. I'm getting there.
See,
So anyway,
Watch this. I just because I'm able to pick it up, you say you get in there. If you get in there, then I'm asking you what time, do you have a date? Do you have a plan? If you don't have none of that, if you don't have none of that, then you are who you are now. So
I do.
pivot to
I do.
thinking as if you're already there. The fact that you're having this conversation, you're already there. Everything, it's a chip in the way. You see, the thinking really got to be, I'm gonna give you an example. I got a lot of money. Now I already got it. I don't have to tell nobody. I just need to see it. When will all the money show up and the other, whatever the case may be, it's not my business. As I've gathered to understand, it's just, you're right, it's about the feeling. You can just hold a thought and feel good, and gratitude takes you there quicker to not complain. You really, and this is scripture. Scriptures is just so important, but all things have already been given. All things have already been given. Things are objects. And so, because we physically don't touch them, we think that we don't have. No, you just need the thought and the feeling, and it'll show up. That's when I'm out of it, because that's not my part to worry about. But we have to move as if I already have these things. And it does, in honesty, it takes practice though. But if you ain't practicing, then we just babbling. That's all of us. You got to put this into practice.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, Sean. Thank you. You are making some really valid points here that, whether I touch on them or not, you know what? There is so many things. So many things. That's crazy. That is crazy. It's like, I don't know, you freak me out. You freak me out because you are very knowledgeable about this. Absolutely, you are. And it's like,
hey,
you know what? It does. Go ahead. What?
I was just speaking to Deb. I know she spoke earlier. My face went on the screen, so I typed it in. So I'm just making sure.
And you mentioned scriptures. Robert actually, I'll tell you, his interpretation of the science of getting rich is flippin' da bomb. That is what got me so freaking fired up 2 years ago when I was starting to study this book. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been 2 years, and I don't feel bad saying, you know what, maybe not, I get this or that. It doesn't matter. You know what? I'm getting it. I am getting it, and I am growing. Right. And that's, as long as you are on a continuous growth, everything that already is. Everything, our destiny, our future is already determined.
Boy, can't see it.
Who do we need to become? If we had a list of things that we want to experience in our life, if you have a hard time creating visions, this might be a good starting place. Write those down, because we do have to have the vision, that thought. It's got to start with that thought. And if this, I think, helped me a lot. Write down the things that you want to experience in your life. Okay. And then next to that, what do I have to do to become the person? That person, right. God will not give us anything that we are not prepared for. I honestly believe that. That's my belief. And if you disagree, please speak up. But I honestly believe that.
Well, this is what makes this so good. You could tell us, and this is not taken away from what you're saying. Let me make sure I'm clear on that. But it reminds me of my brother. Hey, I really believe. And all I can say, I ain't the one you got to convince, because before the world we talk. Your spirit know, and if your spirit ain't lined up with that alignment, that's why it won't come. See, God, the universe is already giving it to us. So now you got to go into, okay, how do I get it to come to me? How do I get this unseen to work in my favor? And if you're not aligned, forget the talking. The Bible says that the spirit is not moved by vain repetitions. So it's two ways that go. In my mind, I can have repetitions, but verbally it's a difference. There's more power in the silence when I can read a statement. Go over and over and over. It's power in there. I don't have the senses getting in the way. So going back to what you were just saying, you really believe that. Oh, I absolutely believe too. This is the thing though. It has to come from within here, and we can't fool the spirit. You can tell
That's right.
you can tell a person, hey, I love you. Your spirit know if you're sincere. You may fool that person. That's why you shouldn't give in to the appearance of things. Write the vision, make it plain is in the book of Habakkuk. So you're right, write the vision, because without vision, how can you move? You can't see. That life is a picture. And it's a beautiful picture if you paint the perfect picture for your own self. So
It is. It's like all these photos in your subconscious, you know, and they just, all they are is just waiting for our recollection, right? Deb, go ahead.
Well, you know, when I first started with you know, in this journey, I have really became spiritual, and all I do is pray every day. I pray. I talk to God. I sit in the morning. I talk to God. Tell him how awesome he is. How good morning, you know, and my life is I can't believe how my life is changing because of that.
Good. That's
You know,
great.
and yeah, so I mean that's all we have to do. But of course I do my I am grateful that, and I am grateful that I do those every day. But you know, that's since I started talking to God and going to church and stuff, and that my life is changing. So that's all I wanted to say.
Give me, Deb, if you feel comfortable. If you don't, that's fine. Give me one or two things that you are so happy and grateful now that.
I'm so happy and grateful that I have God in my life now, because he is changing my life. And you know, there are some things I wish I hadn't done, but I did it, so I have to live with it. But I'm so happy and grateful that I have rest in my life, you know.
How about something that you don't have yet, but I want you to say it as if you do.
I am so happy and grateful that I am rich, that I can have whatever I want. I retired my husband, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Awesome. Now you take those statements and you write them down and you repeat them every single day. Add another one. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And just continually do that. Speak that into fruition. You know, and we can't worry about other people. As much as a good heart, I mean, I'm a very empathic. I have a heart of gold, and people take advantage of that.
Yep.
To where it's not such a good thing.
Nope.
And you had mentioned something too about doing something that you wish you wouldn't have. How do we forgive ourselves? We ask God for forgiveness. How do we forgive ourselves?
You gotta say it. What?
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, go ahead. I talk when I need you.
No,
Okay.
you go.
So,
I asked.
yeah, there's no particular, you got to give your statement itself. You got to give yourself a statement, like you say everything else to yourself. We can't,
Right.
as Debbie was saying, stuff we've done, things that you've done in your life, you were supposed to do it. I was supposed to do it. Feeling bad, you got to ask yourself, okay, if my hand in the fire and I pull it out, and if you want me to feel bad, well, how do I do that if my hand's out of it? I say that because we're here to learn. We just got to be quick learners, try not to repeat things that bring harm. So I'm gonna go to forgiveness. I even say it for you. But all that has offended me, I forgive within and without. I forgive things past, things present, things future. I forgive. I forgive everything and everyone who could possibly need forgiveness of the past or present. I positively forgive everyone. They are free now. I am free too. All things have been cleared up between us now and forever. That's a vision, just like a vision, and you want money and everything else. That is ingrained in me, because I've had to practice that. When you feeling that hate, to hate somebody about something that ain't no longer happening. It's a past event. Why do we hold on to it in the thought? And you really got to forgive, because when we don't forgive, it leads to sicknesses and diseases. They tell you it's the food. No, it's your thought. It's your thought. And watch it, would I try to convince someone? No, you're an individual. You're going to find out the hard way or the easy way. That's how I look at it. So,
But see, I struggle in this. Okay, let me change that wording.
it's
I
challenging.
used to struggle. It is a challenge.
I got it.
It is. Yeah, it absolutely is. And because there are people born with sicknesses, they didn't ask for that. You know, like one of my mentors, Melody. Look at the things she didn't ask for any of that. She didn't ask for any of that. You know,
It's
she
an
didn't
answer.
ask for. You know.
May I say this?
Yeah.
You're right. And let me cover some more ground. When people are born with illnesses, like this stuff is it's deeper, it's far. When I say deeper, none of us know the thoughts of each other. When parents conceive a child and what we call bad vibrations. Okay, I'm not saying, I'm not in place to say why one is sick, but the thoughts really got to be lined up. That book that I showed y'all a while back, like y'all got answers in it. It ain't no guessing with it. They got answers. It's reason. If you got a mother that is very low vibration, despondent, and she conceives a child, she passes that energy on to a child. When I learn these things, I'm like, wow. So I'm gonna paint this picture two ways. There is no such thing as a curse. And when you tie the Bible scriptures say, my people suffer for a lack of knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge to get out of the foxhole, it appears that you curse. It's because you don't have info to get you out. When you have the info to get you out, it's a light, and therefore it's a way to escape. But if you don't have that, you suffer. I didn't create all this. I just connected the dots to wait. Well, we suffer. We don't know how to do stuff. That's why we say, I didn't know. We ain't gonna know everything, but we're responsible to dive into it and search out how we can change the energy of our family. We just say thoughts that have been passed down. So that's why we inherit stuff, and we have to, there's a way out. The spirit searches all things, and everybody's not going to tap into it. I'm grateful that I know what I know, but that alone ain't going to get it. I got to apply it. So I understand what you're saying when it's challenging. It can be. Just real, speaking from honesty, it can be. So now, where do I go there? I got to apply this stuff. I hope I didn't confuse you ladies in it. It comes, I try to hit it in every angle. Because people
I just need to, you know what? I need to go back through this again and just read it again immediately so that it all resonates, and it will. And that is why I go to other resources often. Last week's I had listed a bunch of resources that I had used other than just the book, because I didn't want you to think I was pulling things out of the air, but or just giving my own thoughts. I mean, this is stuff that I actually looked up, and I've been following Bob Proctor for a while. I mean, he was my first mentor as well. He was one of Robert's mentors, Melody, you know. He's been a mentor for a lot of people that we have heard of, people that have become very successful. And I don't remember if I did the story about Rhonda Burns when you, did I do? Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all good. But in going right into chapter 8, which I already talked quite a bit about, but Sean, do you have more on chapter 7? In
at the-
fact, you could go right into 8 if you feel comfortable with that, because I kind of, this was challenging, a few parts for me. So if you've got a better understanding of, other than what I said, chapter 8, thinking in a certain way, like I said, it's feeling those emotions that go along with the experience. It's like falling in love the first time. Okay. And you guys don't even live close together. It's like, you eat, think, drink, sleep this person. That's all you think about. And you could stay up all night on the phone. And where'd that 6-7 hours go? You talked the whole time to this guy. What are you thinking? But that's all you think about, or going to get your license, your driver's license. I can already picture myself driving, I'm two on the way, no more parents. Hey, I'm on my own. You think and feel all these experiences, that you're going to experience. It's just thinking in that certain way, and not, people just go balls to the walls with working, and how many jobs do they got, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Do you know why? Because I believe that they think that there is a lack. There's a lack of abundance for everyone. They don't believe it. They think they gotta race and beat somebody to that finish line, or they're gonna be out, sucking hind tit, whatever. Is that not true?
The book says don't compete, but everything that's in these books, the science of getting rich, it's all in the Bible, but everybody's not gonna.
Oh, that's what I meant to
Okay.
mention. Robert gave me all the scriptures that go along with this book.
Right.
So obviously you have them already. I thought I was going to be able to give you another gift.
I'd like
So
to
I
have
see
those.
this dog barking.
Lisa, I'd
That's
like
all
to
right.
have those.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Sean.
No, you good. This dog barking. I don't know what she done went. Okay, what's your hold on?
Hey, we all got pets. It's all good. I think I actually covered everything I wanted to in chapter 8. So after Sean, Debbie, if you want a chance, and Dustin, you guys are more than welcome.
Okay,
Go
where's
ahead.
we at?
You were going to get into chapter 8. Well, somewhat. What were we talking about? The scriptures. I'll get them to you.
His dog.
Everything is
Huh?
we just say dude. Everything is pretty much wherever you got to go to get your resources. Through years of coming up, people make it if you don't read the Bible. It ain't a right or wrong. It's kind of, if you choose, cool. But through my study, everything is in all these books, Bob Proctor's, and y'all, it's in the good book. But most are not gonna probably, very rare you want to dissect and dig and try to get an understanding. I'm trying to understand it, not because you quoted the scripture and you ran with it and said the Bible said. The Bible really don't say nothing. It don't talk. It don't have lips. I'm telling you, even in that, the Bible said, no, it has literature. And that same literature I can write on my shirt. And so we can say the shirt is the Bible. And I just use that analogy because we're dealing with information, y'all. We want the right information to lead us to wherever we're trying to get. Scriptures and think, a man has to think a certain way. The Bible tell you a man is what he think he is. If you think you nothing, hey, I'm not gonna argue it's your belief. Be nothing. And it don't sound too pretty, and nothing is describing nothing. You want to be something opposed to nothing. So now you just acquire more information, and to really become aware, I ain't discovered no other route. You got to read. You got to read because if this is a good example. If information is here and I'm just stuck here and I never open the book to get to the top level, then I'm stuck. So information helps you grow and grow and grow. It's infinite though. It's infinite. It's infinite. We didn't create it and we're here to be creators. It ain't what I've learned in my discovery. It's not hard. So I understand what you're saying, but to not be hard is just really it's a lack of discipline.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
To learn,
And
we must love it.
discipline doesn't have to be a bad thing. Discipline
Right.
does not, that's just how we do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Discipline can be a good thing. Absolutely.
Right. If it's in the right area, right? We need to look like all of us got to be disciplined. Gratitude. Gratitude.
Hey, Sean, what kind of dog do you have?
That's a Shih Tzu,
Okay, I got the same kind of dog.
ma'am.
I got the same kind of dog.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good dog. I think I don't know what happened right here.
She's
You're
feeling
being
vibes.
rude.
She's feeling vibes. She's just being vocal. Okay, Dustin, Debbie, anything on these? Anything that you guys want to add, please do. Any thoughts, any pops that you maybe got? What was your take on these chapters?
I just love this book. That's all I can say. In fact, if you have another book club, I'll be in that one too, because I learn a little bit every time. I learn there's something new every time.
Don't let off
You
the
know?
gas though. Just don't quit. Because we all in the same vein. Just the fact that we're really trying to make it happen and life on all scale levels. And if anything, this is for all of us. Whatever happens today, can you just say
Yep.
thank you? It doesn't matter what happens. Can you just be like, I'm grateful. Stay right there. And I'm like I'm telling y'all this. I get off of this Zoom and I may bump my elbow and be like, God, it's like,
When I'm on these, I'm pumped afterwards. You know, you're at a different vibrational level. The sad thing is to, if you take what you learn and you don't apply that to your life,
it's over.
then that's where it really is a shame.
Yeah.
And we're all
Absolutely,
guilty
yeah.
of that.
Mhm.
It's
We all
over.
are. Yeah. So, Dustin, you got anything to add? Are you still here? Okay, that's okay. This has gone an hour, so I think unless anybody has anything they want to add to these chapters, I think we're going to continue next Saturday. Sean, you got something?
Now I know I'm going out of town, but I still should be able to, if all works
Okay.
out well, out of town, be able to participate. Miss Deb, I'm gonna tell you, you can shoot me a if we're not already friends, friend requests.
Okay.
You may like my
Because I was-
profile, and you may not.
I was going to, but I didn't know if you would accept it or not.
Oh
so.
yeah, you just ask. That's all. Hey, son, will you? Yeah, no. Yeah, you good.
Yeah,
Same with
do
you,
that.
Dustin. Love the connections. I don't even
And
look
Sean,
for, ma'am.
I want the name of that other book that you had talked about.
Okay.
Send me the name of that again,
Okay.
please. Or I don't think you
Oh,
did,
you
but
know what else you need to send him is the Power of Words.
yeah, by Melody
Melody Rima?
wrote that. Yeah, if you don't mind gifts, I'll send them to you.
Because I heard him say but, so.
The power of words, and they coming right
But's
out of our
not a
mouth.
word.
Woo. Who put me in this body?
You know what? If
I
we
didn't
have
get to
resources,
choose.
we have resources that can help others, then we need to share that. The world doesn't go round with people hoarding things for themselves. Dustin, did you want to add anything to chapter 7 or chapter 8? Anything?
No, I have nothing to add, but this was another great call.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We had quite a crowd last week at I was hoping for the same, but this is okay. They can catch the replay. And I believe I was live on Facebook. So there we go. All right. I'm going to end this then on a good note. Thank you guys so much. I
Dustin?
appreciate you spending part of your weekend here. And now the Shih Tzu's going crazy again. All right. I'm out of here. Bye, guys. Have an awesome weekend.
Peace
Next
out.
week,
Peace and blessings. See ya.
God bless
chapter
you guys.
9 and chapter 9
Thank
and
you.
10 next week. Okay.
Okay.
And
All right.
possibly 11. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.